The Final Fantasy VII Remake tells you a lot. It is verbose, to say the least. But there are a few things it doesn't. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, 10 things the Final Fantasy VII Remake doesn't tell you. Starting off at number 10. Punish mode. Use it! There's a lot of combat that this game doesn't really fully explain. You just kind of have to figure it out yourself. Most of it you will figure out eventually, things like constantly swapping characters to get the most out of their ATB gauge. But something I think people are going to struggle with is using Cloud's punish mode. Now this is something the game does tell you about early, but it might not be a thing you really think is useful off the bat. But let me let you know right now, punish mode is insanely useful and incredibly powerful when used properly, and it'll save you a lot of headaches if you start using it early. There are some enemies that just don't seem to take much damage. They're like really fast, annoying, their stagger fills up excruciatingly slow, and if you're dealing with something like that, it's probably a good idea to switch to punish and try blocking. What makes punish mode so extremely good is the block. Its alternate attack is fairly slow compared to the normal attack, and the damage output doesn't really make it worth the effort. Also, if you dodge, you automatically switch back to normal stance. So really, the useful ability is the block. This is something they do not say to you. When you block, you automatically parry any incoming attacks. Now this can be completely useless against some enemies, or it can completely destroy them. What makes parry so good is how much stagger damage it does. You can get an enemy staggered way faster just by using this instead of standard attacks. Also, parrying and attacking in punish mode builds up your ATB meter way faster than normal. So in many ways it's incredibly useful, just not setting it in punish mode and just going. You have to have a little know-how as to what punish mode works best with. This ability can make battles that would normally make you want to pull your hair out, which is not a healthy thing to do, into walks in the park, and it's something that's really easy to forget about or just pass up. But don't give in to temptation. Learn to block and parry with punish mode. It's great.
Beginner's luck.
Moving on to number 9, do the side quests. Like, it probably seems obvious, but it's really not. Sure, doing side quests in RPGs can be kind of helpful, but usually you're just gonna get some random items and some experience. In this game, rewards are much, much better. We're talking specifically about materia. You can get some useful accessories and even weapons from side quests, but the best rewards are always gonna be the materia. You can't just buy as much materia as you like in this game. One change you'll notice if you played the original is that it's not just all over the place like candy. Seriously, you could buy it basically everywhere. Pretty much the only way you get a lot of materia in this game is by getting them for free in the main story, finding them by exploring, or completing side quests. But this isn't World of Warcraft. The game doesn't tell you what you're going to get from side quests, so you might not think about doing them, or you might skip certain ones because some of them are a little tedious.
This sucks.
But I'm going to tell you right here, right now, they are worth your while. Besides the green markers that signify side quests on the map, there's also purple markers you'll find as you explore. These are discoveries and often hide really useful materia. So they're very much worth doing if you find them as well. Now, side quests aren't always available. The game has a pretty linear structure, so it's possible to miss them. So basically, when you get to a new area, it's probably a good idea to do the side quests. Find them, do them. Some of the best materia of the game come from this. Moving on to number 8, weapon experience and proficiency. Weapons function very differently in this game than they previously did in Final Fantasy games. All of them are basically equal and can be made stronger through upgrading and mastery. How it all works is a little confusing, so I'll try to clear things up a little bit. Weapons proficiency improves as you use a weapon. When it maxes out, you'll unlock a new special ability that you'll now have forever. Some of the abilities are really good. You'll want them. Don't sleep on them. Try to max out proficiency with as many weapons as you can. Upgrading weapons is a completely different system. You level up, you get SP, and you use that to upgrade the weapon. Simple, right? Here's the thing. Unlike weapon mastery, you get SP whether you've got a weapon equipped or not. As long as you level up, every weapon in your inventory will gain SP. So even if you aren't using a weapon now, you can always get some use out of it later. My suggestion is try to max out the proficiency and master weapon as soon as you get it. Use what weapons you prefer in more critical sections, but if you're just exploring or doing side quests, just swap your loadout for whatever weapons you haven't mastered yet in order to unlock their associated abilities. And of course, don't forget to upgrade them. You do have to do that.
Of course.
Hey
Number 7, how to get summons. It's a Final Fantasy game. You're gonna want all the summons you can get, obviously. But how they work in this game is a bit different than in past games. You can only summon them by filling the special meter that pops up during boss fights or special encounters. So yeah, you can't use them all the time, but for the situations you can use them, they are really helpful. There's only 2 you get just by going through the story. The first, Ifrit, is simply given to you by Jesse at the end of Chapter 3. The second, Chocobo and Moogle, you find by exploring Mako Reactor 5 in Chapter 6. That's it. That's all. That's the only ones you're gonna get by playing the story. The 4 remaining summons you get from Chadley. You know, the guy who gave you the assess materia. He also gives you battle intel challenges. And he has a dorky name, too. His name is Chadley. Something worth knowing about these battle intel challenges is it's possible to complete them before you're even told about them. If you're able to anticipate the sort of stuff he's going to ask you to do, or just vary up the abilities, magic, and tactics you use in battle, you'll automatically complete some of them before he even gives you the challenge. Why am I talking about this? Because for every 5 battle intel challenges you complete, Chadley will unlock a VR battle for you. Win that, and you'll get the summon materia, which is sometimes easier said than done, to be fair. But all told, there's only 6 summons in the remake, not counting the 3 DLC bonus ones anyways. 1 you get no matter what, 1 you get in Mako Reactor 5, and 4 by unlocking challenges for Chadley. Remember that, and you won't miss out on any of them. At number 6, the assess materia is very useful. In Chapter 3, which is basically where the actual game starts, this dude Chadley gives you the assess materia. This materia, to put it very mildly, is extremely good. It does exactly what you'd expect if you played a Final Fantasy game. Use it, and it tells you the enemy's weakness. It tells you what items you can steal from them. Just keep it equipped. You only have to use it once on every enemy type, and you'll have that necessary information forever. You can check it again by pressing the touchpad while in combat. Just use it all the time. Staggering enemies is a major part of combat, and knowing what an enemy's weaknesses are will make your life way easier. Plus, a lot of these battle intel challenges Chadley gives you involve using the assess materia on different enemies, so it can get you through those challenges a lot faster. Oftentimes, enemies have weaknesses that aren't immediately obvious, and trying to figure them out in the heat of a battle can lead to frustration, so save yourself the headache. And like in most Final Fantasy games, bosses often have unique accessories or items that you can get only by stealing from them, so don't miss out. Check them, see if there's anything worth taking.
No.
At number 5, some general materia tips. Materia, like I mentioned earlier, way rarer in this game than the original. When you get it, get the most out of it. Here's a few things to keep in mind. Just like how weapons gain SP without using them, materia gain AP if you got it slotted regardless of whether you use it or not. So don't stress about using it all the time. Because you want to turn fire into Firaga, it'll happen, don't worry. Don't sell them though. It's not worth it. The materia you can buy is rare and expensive, and the stuff you find usually can't be bought again. It's always a good idea to have a few duplicates of materia anyways, so in most cases, the benefits of them can stack. Oh, one more thing. Don't stress about using up all your MP. You can always use Shinra boxes to regain magic points. The actual contents of these boxes is usually random, but you'll almost always get a Mako crystal that'll restore your MP. So save on ethers between battles and find some boxes to smash. Also remember to cure before you're smashing boxes. You might as well top your health off before refilling your MP.
I'm sick of all of this!
At number 4, buy cheap and buy in bulk. When you buy things from stores and vending machines around Midgar, you'll notice a thing. Some of the items are marked in yellow. That means they're discounted, and they're often much, much cheaper, like much cheaper than they would normally be. If they're healing items, ethers, or something better, just load up on them. You see them discounted, get them, because you're gonna use tons of items in this game. Even with all the benefits this game gives you, like Mako shards and benches all over the place, you're still going to be spending a ton of time healing whether you want to or not. So having some decently powerful healing items like X potions or mega elixirs for bosses, it can be the difference between victory and defeat. So why keep an eye out for discount healing items? Simple. You don't want to waste money. Materia, weapons, accessories, they're all generally pretty expensive, so you're going to want to have that cash available. So whenever you're running around, be sure to check every store you find for new discounts, because sometimes you're going to find something really good. Hell, sometimes checking old stores can get new weapons and accessories that weren't there before. It's not Borderlands where every vending machine is just filled with junk. There's actually some useful stuff here. At number 3, the auto cure materia, it's good. It doesn't take too long to get it, the auto cure materia that is. It's a materia that does exactly what it sounds like it does. Certain conditions are met, it automatically cures. Normally, to heal, you're pretty reliant on the ATB meter, but the auto cure will make party member automatically heal anyone whose health is critical. Obviously, casting time and MP costs still apply, so it's not like you can live forever, but it's still incredibly useful to be able to heal without being stuck waiting for the damn meter to fill up. If anything, it's just nice not to have to spend so much time giving out healing orders. It's a simple AI or really basic version of Gambit from Final Fantasy XII. It's good stuff. And number 2, the barrier materia is also very good. Yeah, there's a lot of materia tips here.
That's fine by me.
Some of this stuff can be easy to pass. Don't pass on it. Just don't. The barrier materia is an absolute essential when you get it. Equip it, use it, learn to love it. It boosts physical defense, sure, that's pretty standard, but when you level it up, you will get the Mana Ward spell, which cuts magic damage in half, and that is a game changer. You spend a lot of time in battle healing. It is not an easy game, and it's possible to take a lot of damage fast. Having Mana Ward and Barrier can boost your chances of survival a ton and let you focus your attention on things that really matter. You know, like making those damage numbers go up. So when you find Barrier, do not pass on it, use it. And finally, at number 1, an easy trick for finding optional paths. When you're exploring and you go in a certain direction, sometimes your party just doesn't follow you. They pretty much always tend to stick to the critical path, so if they stop following you, that probably means you're going someplace optional. And I think we know what that means: bonus chests and treasure. So here's an easy trick to use if you want to fully explore an environment. If you go down a path and your party doesn't come with you, it means you found an optional path. So if you want to find everything there is to get, keep an eye on your party. That's all for today. Obviously, this game is a beast. It's pretty darn awesome. And if you found any of this useful, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, click like, and if you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe, and don't forget to enable all notifications. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time, right here on gameranx.